Hi, this is Manisha Chauhan. You're watching DNA, and today we have my favorite actor Vishal Reddy with us, who is one of the biggest names when it comes to Tamil cinema, and who will now be seen in his upcoming film Mark Antony. So, hi Vishal, welcome back to DNA.
Thank you. It's so nice to talk to you again after a long time.
Same here. It feels so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
So, tell me about the film Mark Antony and your role, your character in it.
Mark Antony is my 33rd film in my career, and it is a sci-fi thriller, the genre, and it is something connected with time travel. So, Mark is the son. I play a dual role for the first time in my career in spanning 19 years. So, the Mark, the son, is the mechanic who's from the 1990s, and Anthony is the father who's a gangster of 75s. So it's like a time lapse. I'm sorry, time traveling kind of a thing through a device. How 75s and 90s connect, but not in flashbacks. Usually they go to a flashback 75 and come back to 90s. Not like that. Parallelly, it happens. Like it's a linear narration where 75s there's a scene and the next scene is 90s. So it parallelly happens, and how this all unveils is the crux of the film. That's the quirky screenplay that made me do this film, not just because uh, it was a time travel, because I've not done that genre. And generally in films, we get to see one or two films in like in 5 years or 10 years dwelling in this genre. And for me, it was a challenge as an actor doing two different body languages at one time in one film, like doing two films work in one film. One being a gangster, being a ruffian, the other being the mellowed down, timid, who doesn't know how to fight mechanic. So like it was crazy. So during shoot also it was very crazy. One day one body language, next day the other body language, and sometimes half day different body language. So I one day I went and told the director, like, I think I'll become a split personality at this level.
I also heard that you sung a song in the film.
Yeah, that was just you know impromptu. It just happened. The famous Yesaya hero, Simbu's father, T. Rajendra sir, sang the Tamil version. So then Adik, the director, was thinking like, who do we get as a celebrity singer for Telugu version? And then he looked at me. He said, Anna, why don't you try this? I said, okay, fine, because it all through my career, I've always told myself that never, disagree to challenges. Like anything that comes across, do it. Like you have your bucket list. So I have my own bucket list. So when he said sing it, they went. I put on the headphones, and it is a high pitched song. So the engineer inside said, "Sir will definitely not be able to make it. So we'll just make him sing two lines, and we'll tell him it's not happening, and we'll get the singer." I didn't know this. They told me. So when I started off, and like when I did the first four verses, like first four lines, the engineer was shell shocked. He said, "He's bang on target. Let's roll, let's go ahead." So I finished the song, and then they were all happy from the output. No, like pushing from my side that you have to have my voice, nothing. I just opened the door. They were like, "How did you come up with high pitch?" I said, "I don't know. You told me to sing. I sang the song." So then we released the lyrical video of the song. So that's how it happened. It wasn't pre-planned or anything.
So, Vishal, we have a mutual friend who just told me before this interview that you did something great yesterday. So, I want my audience to know what you did yesterday.
Yeah, the, the mistake is I shouldn't have told my mutual friend about this. It's nothing. I'm shooting for my Vishal. It's called Vishal 34 right now. It's not titled yet. I'm coming around for the third time with my favorite director Hari. We've done two blockbusters previously. So we were shooting in a village down south in Tamil Nadu. It was like completely barren land, and it was like really scorching heat, and we had a fight sequence. So in the midst of the shots, when I had a break of 10 or 5 minutes, like it was in between the alleys of the houses, the small houses. I was just sitting in front of the house and on the steps and waiting for the next shot and interacting with the villagers. And the common factor was like, I was wondering, where do they get water from? They were picking up water from the pond. So I asked, like, what is that they're doing in They said that is the drinking water which we depend on now. I said, what about rainfall? They said rainfall maybe comes once a year, so that's a source of water. I said, don't you have a bore well or like regular water supply? They said, no, we just depend on rainfall and that pond is our drinking water. I was like shell shocked. I mean, it was like kind of crazy. One day before independence, like after 70 plus years of independence, a village in down south is still, struggling for the basic necessities of life, water. So I thought, okay, fine. I called my local fan club head. So he came down. I said, get a quotation. And I called my secretary of the All India fan club and I told him, get another quotation. Ask the president of the village. Don't go like without telling him. Ask him. And then they met him. They had a discussion and he showed a couple of places. He was really unaware of what we intend to do. So then he said, this is the place we would like the borewell with 2 tanks, which can carry for 5,000 liters of water. So that will be really content for the entire village. So I said, just go ahead and do it. And that's it. It was nothing like they clapping for me or they saying thank you. It was not for that. It was just that uh, I felt okay from my trust. I run a trust in my mom's name. So I thought of let it be another thing that I had done, because the previous time when I came to the same, a different place in the same district, there were no toilets for women. Morning 5:30 when I used to cycle, I used to see women covering their faces and open defecation like on the roads. So I was like shocked and I asked the local manager. He said, yes, sir, this is the way because there are no toilets. So then I said, there is Swachh Bharat, right? Why not they build toilets? So I was shocked that it costs only 16,000 for one toilet, which means you have to pay only 8,000. 4,000 comes from central government and 4,000 comes from state government. So I said, is it only 16,000? Then I held a meeting with all the bigwigs of that particular town, ex-Nora and everything. And I said, listen, I'm here not for anything, but it is your town which I really want you to do the best for your people. So give me how much of you can, and I'll pitch in. I have 2 hands only, but I want more hands to reach the dream figure. So then they all pitched in and we started laying the foundation for toilets. We built around, I think, 250 or something with the help of the commissioner. I don't know the lady's name. We built it and it was, a lady who had a handicapped, like a physically challenged son. She came and hugged me and she said, thank you so much because I didn't know how to take my son to the toilet. I don't know where to take him, but luckily I have a toilet for my house. So I was like awestruck, like, what is this? Like, we are completely disconnected in cities. None of them know what is happening down south. So we take these opportunities and yes, finally the commissioner was transferred. So I couldn't complete the task.
But wow, this is so nice, impressive.